Hello, macroeconomics students. I introduced myself. My name is Joe Barnhill. I'll be your instructor for the next 8 weeks. I'm excited to be working with you in an online course environment. We're going to work a lot in forum discussions. Also, you'll do some practice quizzes. But today, what I want to do is kind of give an overview of the course, expectations, and what we're going to do in the very first week. So, very important that you go and look at the course guide. How I set up my course in Canvas is I do it by modules. So if you look at the modules, you can see under the resources, it will have the course guide, and that will also give you access to our textbook. So the nice thing about this course is it is a free textbook. The textbook, when you read it, you'll notice it's brief in nature, so it's important that you do understand the details in the reading, but also use the supplements such as PowerPoints or ask me questions if you have questions related to homework, anything like that. But let me first do this, kind of go over some expectations of the course and what we're going to be doing. The first off is just weekly readings. We read about 2 chapters a week. This first week we're going to do chapters 1 and 2. That kind of looks at why we study economics and a little bit about the sacrifices or opportunity cost and the production possibility curve. In fact, I will address that now, that first, just in terms of studying economics or macroeconomics in particular, as business managers, we need to make better decisions. We're always looking at data to help us make better decisions, and having a good understanding of the macroeconomy can help us make some of those better decisions. You know, what's happening to unemployment? Should I be hiring or not hiring people right now? What's happening in interest rates? What's happening in the global economy? Do I have any input goods that are changing in price that are going to impact me? So before I do any business, I should have a good measure or understanding about what's happening in the global economy, the U.S. economy, to help me make better decisions. It's also going to help you make better personal decisions too, whether it comes to investing or about the choices that we make in life, how we want to consume goods, how much we want to work, and how much time we want to spend in leisure. You know, do I want to retire earlier, or do I want to work till I'm 75? You know, so but having a good pulse and understanding of macroeconomics can help us make better individual decisions too. So now the second part in chapter 2 with the production possibility curves, again, we addressed opportunity costs, the choices that how economies organize themselves. In no way the United States is a pure capitalist system. I would call us a quasi-social capitalist system. But we have to interact together. We have to try to create an environment that's conducive for growth, that's going to provide jobs, to keep low inflation, to keep low unemployment. So it's the federal government's responsibility and a little bit of the monetary side through our Federal Reserve Bank too, you know, make sure that lawmakers are making good policy and good decisions. Even this past week I was listening to NPR radio, National Public Radio. One of the ways the government is intervening is asking corporations now to supply data. Is there still a wage gap difference between men and women? There were laws put on the books back in '63 that says, hey, you can't discriminate if it's the same work. You cannot give unequal pay. But we know today there are still discrepancies in wages. The question is, we have to look at it statistically to say, are the differences due to actually being a male or female, or is it differences due to there are actually different jobs, different pay, different skills? So those are the things that we want to be concerned and looked at. So hopefully the federal government is looking at that and trying to make the best decision with that data. So a little bit of overview for the chapters this week in your readings. Again, first chapter, micro, macro, why we study economics. Second chapter, more about how we organize resources and the opportunity cost in those resources. If we look at some of the objectives of the course and how this is going to run through, again, Canvas is going to be a great guide. Go through the course guide, also go through the modules in Canvas that will help you out tremendously to see what is due each week. The one thing that I will stress, especially with the weekly forum discussions, you may want to put this in a planner, but my style is that you need to be active in those forum discussions all through the week, not just making some posts on Sunday night. So this is what this is going to require you, is have an initial post, a significant post by Wednesday by midnight. Oftentimes you'll be asked to do some additional research, put a reference in there. Then by Friday to make a post to at least one of your peers, and then by Sunday to have another post to your peer completed. So you can do this earlier in the week. You can jump in there on Monday and start getting things done, but just don't wait until the end of the week. So it's very important to remind yourself some way that, hey, I got to jump into these forum discussions and stay active. That's a big part of the grading in this course. There's going to be weekly concept quizzes, so make sure you get those done, schedule those in your planner, have those completed, because once the quiz is done, it won't be available after that week. You do get 2 attempts to complete the quiz, so but again, engage in your reading, the PowerPoints, and then take the quiz. We're going to have 2 exams, a midterm and a final, and then also in terms of the course itself, we're going to have some homework and some writing assignments throughout the course. So, main thing, as I say, if you want to be successful in this class, just stay on top of things. That's the big thing. So, think about how I need to study for the content, how I need to stay active in the forum discussions, stay on top of the quizzes, how do I prepare myself for the exams, and you'll do well. Main thing too is if you have any questions about homework or anything, do contact me via the course or email. I'm at joe.barnhill@avila.edu. So I will usually get to you that day or the following day at the latest. So if you don't hear from me, do call or do email me, but I'm usually pretty good about getting back to you at least by the following day if you do have a question. But otherwise, I'm going to enjoy working with all of you, our little cohort here for the next 8 weeks. So I think this is kind of an exciting time to be taking a macroeconomics course with all the things going on with the recent increase in interest rates in December by the Federal Reserve. Still concern in China, the volatility in the stock markets has been a little crazy right now. But we'll touch on a lot of different subjects in this course that I think you'll find rewarding. And you can also immerse yourself in some of the news that's going on with macroeconomics too as we go through this course, and that will help your understanding too. So have a great week, and we'll talk to you online.